Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Hey, just a fun little video today. 10 burning questions about the 2020 Tacoma answered right here, right now. Okay, first question, and this one's a little bit personal. When is my 2020 Tacoma going to be here? Well, for those of you that are new to the channel, I ordered a 2020 Tacoma manual transmission Voodoo Blue Tacoma back in September of last year. 5-month lead time for that truck, and they're about dead on right now. That truck is supposed to be delivered to Houston on February 7th. Now, could be plus a little, could be minus a little, but at least we have a date now. Also, to further that just a little bit, I don't have a permanent VIN number yet, still just a temporary VIN number in Toyota's system, but it's encouraging. At least we have a date now. Now, I've seen this question a lot recently. Is the manual transmission, which I've kind of already answered, but can you still get a manual transmission in the Toyota Tacoma? Obviously, the answer is yes. I just told you I have one on order, but they are becoming more and more scarce. Last year, only 5% of the Tacomas that Toyota produced were in a manual transmission. So they're going away. If you want one, you better grab one quick before they're completely gone. I suspect that that number is going to shrink even more, probably down to 2 or 3% before they finally do completely disappear. But you can still get a manual transmission in a Toyota Tacoma. Okay, keeping in the vein of manual transmissions here for a little bit. Does Toyota offer a push-button start along with a manual transmission? The answer is no. Now, some of you are going to say, hey, you've always said that one of the things you wanted was keyless entry with a push-button start. And that is true. That is one of the biggest or most important things for me on the truck. However, even more important than that was getting a manual transmission. So you kind of, unfortunately, with all the packages and things out there that you kind of have to fit into these days, you kind of have to sacrifice a little bit to get what you want. And I was willing to sacrifice the push button start, which I know there's a lot of you out there who don't like that, so that I could get my manual transmission. Is it a big deal? Was it a deal breaker for me? Well, obviously not, because I did order one and it is not going to have the push button start because you can't get it with a manual transmission. All right, number 4. And you know, since we have this redesigned Tundra, lurking out there, I've been seeing it popping up recently about a redesigned Tacoma. When is the redesigned Tacoma going to become available? Now, I have a little bit of inside information. I've spoken with one of the design engineers over at Toyota. He's actually working on the Tundra right now. And he's told me that as soon as they're done with the Tundra, they're going to kick right over and start on the Tacoma. Now, it's about a 3-year process for the engineers and Toyota and everybody else involved, I guess, to get the new truck or the new redesign finished and then released out to the public. That's if there aren't any issues. So, given that and the new delayed date or release date on the Tundra, which I'm hearing is 2022 now, 3 years on top of that, assuming they jump right into the Tacoma, is 2025, maybe 2026. So, from what I know, and again, my contact in the engineering section over at Toyota, we're looking at 2025 or 2026 for a redesigned Toyota Tacoma. Now, this next one is something I was wondering about really until just recently. The new Tacoma has an electric 10-way adjustable lumbar driver's seat, right? They threw everything at that seat. But I got to thinking, what about the passenger seat? Is it electric too? I was kind of thinking it was. I was wrong. It's not. The passenger seat in the Tacoma is still manual. So you do not get and cannot get an electric adjustable seat for the passenger in the Toyota Tacoma. Maybe down the road, I'm guessing that as we approach the redesign in 2025 or 2026, that'll probably be one of the little things that they tweak it with on the upper levels. You know, they always have to leave room to throw extra things in there and raise the price a little bit. But right now, in the 2020 Tacoma, there is no electric passenger seat. Number 6, and this is a little disappointing to me, or it was a little disappointing when I finally figured it out. Now I have people telling me this, but does Toyota place any priority on custom orders? You know, if you go in like I did, sit down with the guy there at the dealership, spec it all out, place the order, put down your deposit, does Toyota give any priority to building those trucks? Well, obviously not. I mean, my lead time is 5 months. And I've been told, again, by some inside people there, and these were people at different dealerships, not the one that I'm buying from, by the way, that indeed Toyota does not place any priority on custom orders. Matter of fact, what Toyota would prefer you do is just buy what they produce. You know, the trucks that they build, the trucks that they send out to the dealerships, they'd rather you just buy those. Now, makes kind of sense to me, I guess, from a production standpoint. You know, they don't have to screw around trying to fit one in somewhere or manipulate or change one that they already have in the pipeline. They'd rather just knock them out, you know, put their widgets out every day and have everybody buy what they build. That makes sense to me. There is no priority placed on custom orders with Toyota. Next up, number 7. And this is kind of a little note, but we're going to call it number 7 anyway. How long should the transmission in your 2020 Tacoma last? You know, if you've got a truck that you've been nursing on for a while, you've had it for a long time, but you're kind of thinking you might want to trade, but you're not sure of the reliability, how long does the transmission last, or is it expected to last in the 2020? And this, of course, is based on previous models and how long they've lasted. And we can stretch this because it hasn't really changed much. The answer is somewhere between 130 and 180,000 miles. Now you can figure, let's say you drive 10,000 miles a year, you know, maybe what? You can do the math. Anyway, 130 to 180,000 miles. That's the expected lifetime on the 2020 Tacoma transmission. Number 8. How does the Apple Carplay work? You know, everybody's been wanting this Apple Carplay and Android Auto and all that stuff. But how does it work? Are you just in your car, like with Bluetooth now in your truck, and you turn your phone on and it automatically connects? You've got Apple, you know, CarPlay or Android Auto or whatever on your radio? The answer is no. You still have to plug your phone in. It is not a wireless or a Bluetooth connection. You have to have a cable, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Toyota is supplying that cable, but I'm not positive of that. You have to have a USB cable to plug into your radio in order to have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on your system. This was surprising to me. I thought, and I don't know why, I thought that it was a Bluetooth connection, a wireless connection, if you will. But that's not true. You still got to screw around with a cord and keep track of it. All right, number 9. How many 2020 Tacomas are available? You know, again, I've had mine on order forever, and everybody says, well, you should just go pick one up. So how many are out there? Well, first of all, there are 18,577, at least according to Cars.com, 18,577 new 2020 Tacomas available for sale in the U.S. What's the breakdown? Of those 18,577, there are 17,658 automatics, 769 manuals, and strangely, 150 others. I don't know, maybe they're CVTs, maybe they're, I don't know, Fred Flintstone, you know, lever control. I don't know what they are, but for some reason there's 150 of that whole bunch that is classified as other. Now, of course, those are going to be in different trims and colors and all that stuff. But that's the number. That's how many brand new 2020 Toyota Tacomas are out there across the whole U.S. Lastly, number 10, and I bet a lot of people may not have even realized this. When did the large cubby in the back of the Tacoma, you know, in the bed, in the composite bed, that cubby with the door on it, when did that go away? The answer is beginning in 2019. In my 2018 up there, I still have it. In 2019, it strangely disappeared. Now, I did a little investigation, and I even have a video on the channel. You can actually add that back in if you want to. It's not cheap to buy, but there's still space for it on the driver's side inside the fender well. You would just have to cut the hole out and then screw it on, much like it is right now in my 2018, and you can add it and still have it back there. But you no longer get it. It no longer comes standard since 2019, really. You can't get it in the 19s and you can't get it in the 2020s. I'm not sure why they did that. I don't know if it's kind of a cost-saving measure or what, or maybe that's a little bit of a look into the future of the redesigned Tacoma, and it has something to do with the way that's going to be set up. I don't know. Anyway, those are 10 burning 2020 Tacoma questions that I know you all out there were just dying to know the answer to. Now you do. If I left anything off important or you're curious about something, leave a comment down below. I'll try to answer it. As usual, appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the channel. Hey, I've got 10 burning questions about the 2020 Tacoma answered here right now.